In today's video, I am going to be breaking down the defense of Gary Payton II. Gary Payton II has been absolutely killing it this year in the NBA as a defensive player. Man, the Raptors really let a good player go. But anyways, he is a fantastic player. Raptors had him in the 905. Anyways, defensively, he's a beast. Let's get down. Let's check him out. So one really good thing about Gary Payton Jr., or second I should say, is his ability to play the passing lanes. Now, with the Golden State Warriors defense, they can be a little bit more aggressive, but he has been absolutely fantastic. Now, normally you never want to help when you're one pass away. However, here he's able to just do a quick hop. When he has the position to do so, he's able to get his hand on that ball and basically blow up that play. Now, why was he helping out with being only one pass away? Well, it's because of how much time is left on the clock. You generally never want to be helping out when you're one pass away unless it's just to reach in to try and tap that ball away. However, here he's able to notice, hey, there's only 3.7 seconds left on the clock. He is looking straight at the rim. We need to now be able to rip that ball away from him, and as long as I get my hand on the ball, I should be able to blow up the play so that now he can't score, and that's basically what happened. Now, when an offensive player becomes lazy, they start to just dribble the ball standing straight up, and he's able to basically pick those dribbles away from those offensive players. We even see this later on, now coming down the court later on in the game, where this player decides, well, you know what? I can start lengthening my body out because I don't necessarily have to worry about this player as a defender. And that's a massive mistake. He does that. He's looking down court. He's not paying attention to Gary Payton Jr., or the second, I should say. And because of that, he's able to pick that ball quite easily. Now, just really quickly, I want to point this out. He was actually out of bounds when he picked this ball up, but the referee somehow didn't see that. Now, when it comes to his defense, I really want to point this out because there's a lot of really good things about this defensive stance that so many people are not paying attention to, and that is, number one, he's going up against LaMelo Ball, one of the best offensive players right now in the NBA. What is he doing? Well, he has his shoulders over his knees and over his heels, but usually you want to be on your toes, but in this case, he's not. What he does have, however, is that his shoulders are lower than his offensive player. If we basically create a line, his shoulders are lower than that offensive player's. Because of that, what he's able to do is he's able to stay lower, and even here, he is still a bit lower than his offensive player's shoulders. This will allow him to be quicker, and he's able to then poke the ball away more frequently because he's doing that. This right here is an underrated skill, having the strength to be able to sit down essentially into an invisible chair to play defense. He's able to be then able to pick those balls away by so many players because he gets lower than them. The lower your center of mass, the faster you're generally going to be. And because of that, if that offensive player's shoulders are not lower than yours, then you can get away with reaching in as long as your palms are slightly up. Then you're going to be able to poke that ball away in many circumstances and get turnovers. Now, even though he is shorter than Miles Bridges here, he's still able to get that block, and he's still able to leave the ground after this offensive player has left the ground. This is what usually gives the advantage to taller players who are looking to block shots. They can wait until the offensive player leaves the ground before they leave the ground. But in this case, he is shorter than that offensive player. So why was he able to get up faster and to take that shot away from that offensive player? Why and how was he able to do this? Well, number one is he was already preloaded. We can see that he was on his toes. We have to remember that your calf is your quick power and your Achilles is your springiness to get off the ground faster. And he's on his toes. He's able to then reach up. This offensive player, we have to remember, is going in for a two-footed layup. Obviously, he's getting slightly hacked, but when he goes up, when you've got an offensive player going up off of 2 feet, He needs to deal with his body control and the ball. You as a defender also have to deal with your body control, but guess what? You don't have to deal with the ball, which takes time. You can still leave the ground after the offensive player, and you can still be successful at blocking these shots. I hope that this video has helped you become a better defender. If it has, hit that like button, subscribe, make sure to go check out my vertical jump training book down in the description below that can help you be able to jump higher without having to buy any kind of special equipment. And of course, I'll see you guys again in my next video.